Hey buddy, have you ever tried to draw something so passionately and then thought, why can't I get a lively feeling in this drawing? And why is it less real? Then it's not your mistake. It's the limitation of paper or canvas. It's because in paper or canvas we can draw pictures only in 2 dimensions. But what if we can make them 3 dimension and make it feel ultra real? I think that is a fantastic idea. So today using TinkerCAD, let's design a tremendous castle using 3 dimension. Well, buckle up dear, cause we are going for an adventurous journey. I always wanted to live in a castle, but my destiny is to design one. So now we can commence our venture. What do you say dear? Well then, we know we are going to design a basic structure for a 3D castle. But hey, as this is our first topic in TinkerCAD, I think we can just do a warm-up and then enter into the core part of designing a castle. Well, it's always better to start with small steps, right? So first, let's design the basic models of a house and a small tower to get acquainted with the work plane and features in TinkerCAD. So what do you say? Come on buddy, let's get this done. Before moving to the design part, you forgot something very important. Can you guess what it is? Yes, we have to set the file name and it has to be designated at the beginning as it sets the stage for our design officially. The conventions must be followed, right? So yes, let's insert the file name. Move the cursor to the top left of the screen and you can see a default file name set for our file in the box near the TinkerCAD logo. Now select the default file name and remove it. Then insert our file name as castle. And then press enter key. That's it. The file name is set now. Okay then, which structure gets the chance to be featured first in the work plane? Yes, the house. Let's see how we can design a small house in TinkerCAD. To create the structure of the house, initially we want to create the wall structure for the house. To do that, we must first add a box shape into the work plane. Then how do we do that? Yes, move the cursor to the Basic Shapes tab and then select the box shape which is placed third in the first row. Now drag and drop the box to place it on the work plane. Good, so primarily let's set a color for the box. For that, move the cursor to the specification box at the right side of the screen. And then click on the solid option. The color palette is visible to us now. So which color do we choose for the walls of the house? Fine, let's pick the pale yellow color from the color palette. And that's done. The box is now painted in pale yellow color. Are you confused whether the color has changed at every side of the box? No worries. Let's have a thorough look at the box from every direction using the 3D cursor. So, move the cursor to the 3D cursor and adjust its position to have views from all the sides of the box. Did you see that? Is there any further confusion remaining? Exactly not. Now, let's set the height for the box. So, to set the height, click on the white handle at the top of the box and select the height value. Now, assign the height as 13 and then press the enter key. Alright, the wall structure for the house is all set. Now what do we need for our house? Yes dear, you are correct. We need a roof. So let's add a roof to the wall structure. So first, move the cursor to the Basic Shapes tab and in the third row you can see the roof shape residing first. See? Problem solved. We just have to insert this roof on top of the wall structure by adjusting the dimensions to create a roof for the house. So yes, now select the roof shape. Then drag and drop it to place it near the wall structure in the work plane. Now we can initially set a color for the roof. A dark color. What about dark red? Seems interesting. So now move the cursor to the specification box and select which option? Yes, the solid option that makes the color palette visible. Then pick the red color from the color palette and we are done. The roof is now painted red. Now what? Of course, the dimensions. We can now set the dimensions of the roof by keeping the dimensions we give just to the wall structure in mind. Then click on the white handle at the right bottom of the roof shape. Now select the length to set it as 26 and press Enter key. Also click on the value of width to assign it as 24 and press the Enter key. Alright, the length and breadth is set now. But hey, the height is still at the default value, right? So to set the height, click on the white handle at the top of the roof shape and select the value of height. Then insert the value of height as 8 and press Enter key. Great! The dimensions of the roof is set now. And it's time now to place the roof in the destined position, which is on top of the wall structure. So, how do we lift up a shape in TinkerCAD? Yes, by using the triangle arrow. Then click on the triangle arrow above the roof shape and drag it upwards. Lift it until its base reaches the height of the wall structure. That's enough, I think. So now let's move and position the roof on top of the wall structure by using arrow keys. The symmetry has to be precise, okay? So we can adjust the position using the arrow keys to make the positioning perfect. How does it look now? Are the positions alright? To see it more closely, we can just zoom into the house by scrolling up the scroll button of the mouse. Well, I think it has to be lifted up a little bit. So click on the triangle arrow on top of the roof and drag it a bit upwards to lift it up to a single unit. That's enough, I think. Did you see that, buddy? That is the difference that a single unit can make in the symmetry of a design. Let that sink in. What about the alignment of the roof shape? I think we can make it much better by adjusting it with the arrow keys. So if you think there are adjustments to be done with the alignment, you can always do it by using the arrow keys. Okay? Also, we can have a clear look on the structure from all the directions using the 3D cursor. Yes dear, the design of the house is all set. Now let's see if we want to make any further adjustments to the design of the house by looking at a detailed view of it. Move the cursor to the 3D cursor and have views from all the viable directions. Well, let's do a little arrangement here. Now it looks good, right? But buddy, I think it will be better if we can completely be sure of its alignment, as the chances are high of minor errors. So, what do we do to negate all the confusions? We have such a tool to correct the alignment. And you know it, buddy. Yes, the Align tool. So to get the alignment precise, let's use the Align tool. Then get a front view of the house by using the 3D cursor. Now completely select the house structure by dragging with the mouse. Then move the cursor to the toolbar at the top right side and click on the Align tool icon. Did you see that? A bunch of black dot-like structures have appeared now around the gatehouse structure. So to align the structure, at first click on the black dot at the center of the front position of the structure. Then click on the black dot at the center of the left side of the structure. That's it, buddy. Now take a detailed look at the structure using the 3D cursor. And you can see that the alignment is perfect to its peak. Wait a minute, buddy. Did you find any problem in the roof of the structure from this left side view of the structure? Just zoom into the roof using the scroll button of the mouse. And you can see that the back side of the roof is protruding a bit to the outside. That seems so out of touch, right? The alignment doesn't look precise from the left side view. Because when we select the dot at the left side of the roof, the dot doesn't get selected properly. But how can we correct that? It's simple, buddy. We just have to lessen the width of the roof to cross this obstacle. So click on the white handle at the left bottom of the roof and select the width value. The width is now at 24. So let's change it to 22. Set the width as 22 and press Enter key. Is the problem solved now? To have a clear say of it, let's now adjust the position of the 3D cursor to have views from various directions. Perfect, isn't it? The roof looks completely in sync now. By the end of the 15th century, the gatehouse had lost its defensive purpose, and many gatehouses in England and France were converted into beautiful, grand entrance structures to manor houses or mansions. Hey, we still haven't added the door to the tower. So now let's add a door to the tower. We already know how to add a door to the house. So now let's add a door to the tower with some minute changes. Then move the cursor to the Basic Shapes tab and select the box shape again to create a door. Now drag and drop it to the work plane. Well, first things first. As you know, it is important to paint the door with a suitable color. What about a brownish coffee color to the door? Yes, that sounds good. So move the cursor to the specification box and click on the solid option. Then pick the dark brown color from the color palette. And yes, the painting is done. Fine, we can now adjust the dimensions of the box to modify it into a door. So, click on the white handle at the right bottom of the box and select the length. Set the length to 4 and press Enter key. Then on the value of width to set it as 2 and press Enter key. To set the height of the door, click on the white handle at the top of the box and select the height value. Then assign the height as 8 and press Enter key. That's it. The dimensions are set now. So what's next? Of course, it is to position the door at the front portion of the house. So before moving to the door, let's get a nice front view of the work plane using the 3D cursor. Okay, that's better. Now we can move the door to the gatehouse. So move it using the right arrow key. Oops, it has gone inside the wall structure and disappeared, right? So press the down arrow key and make it appear at the front portion of the wall structure. That's it. Now place it at the exact center part of the bottom of the front position of the wall structure using the arrow keys. Now, to have a more clear view of the position, let's adjust the 3D cursor to get a view from the top of the gatehouse. Just zoom into the door's position and make the appropriate adjustments required using the arrow keys. Alright. Now, let's have a thorough view of the alignment of the door from all the directions using the 3D cursor. Well, don't you sense a little fault with the alignment of the door? It's not exactly at the center position, right? Yes, buddy, but before that, I think we have to make an adjustment in another part, the roof shape. I think the roof might look better if it comes down to a single unit mode. So let's check whether my doubt is valid or not. Then select the roof and click on the triangle arrow. Now drag the triangle arrow a bit downwards. Did you see that? That looks much better than the earlier arrangement, right? Yes, that's how focused you have to be when you're designing, okay? Focus and attention means a lot here. Now click on the door structure. So yes, we were talking about the alignment of the door. Okay, now to correct it, we no more want to depend on arrow keys as there are chances for small errors. So let's use the Align tool to get the alignment precise. Then select the front portion of the house except the roof. Now move the cursor to the toolbar at the top right side and click on the Align tool icon or simply press L button in the keyboard. Yes, the black dot-like structures have appeared now. So click on the black dot at the center of the front position. Hooray! The door is now placed exactly where we wanted it, right? The align tool is such a blessing. Good, my partner. The house is now all set and it looks perfect. Are you curious to know what's the next step? It's something really exciting.